Tip top trippers, my name is Donato and welcome to my latest video, which is a Friday fundamentals, and we'll be talking about the one big game changer that changes my whole running performance and running enjoyment. So let's go. Oh yes, guys and gals, welcome back. So what is this one big game changer? I think in terms of, if you want to save time, you need to skip to the end to find out what the big game changer is, because I'm going to give a bit of background in terms of what people often look at and sometimes misinterpret, and sometimes I'm guilty of that as well. So the one big game changer is not VO2 Max. No, it's not that, but we'll talk more about the big three before we go on to the big game changer. Yes, it's not VO2 Max. On my last Saturday Smiles, you would have seen me talking about where my VO2 Max had in 1 week had jumped up to 61, which is my age, which is fantastic. And then it went up to 62 literally a couple of days later, and many of you commented, because most of you subscribers who watch this are very knowledgeable and intelligent runners and know a lot, so I love it in the comments below. So please do leave lots of comments on anything that's been said here. Oh, as I knock off the flies as they hit me, wonders of filming outdoors, eh? We often get a bit technical and get stuck in the rut and things. So there is one big game change, which I said I'll save to the end, or you can skip to the end. But in terms of the background and why often people talk about VO2 Max, but it's the big three that often people hear about and get into the technicalities, because a lot of people like the technical stuff. Yeah. So there's three things that can help improve our speed and performance: VO2 Max, lactate threshold, and running economy. That's right, those are the big three. First one, VO2 Max. What is VO2 Max? Well, basically it's the amount of oxygen that our blood can transport. So the bigger number, the more oxygen we can transport. Simple nutshell, that's that one. Lactate. Yeah, lactate threshold. We often hear about athletes getting lactate, especially on track athletes, because what they're doing is they're pushing into what we call the anaerobic level of see, we're getting technical now. Yeah. We've got to explain lactate threshold, but it's a particular threshold where lactate starts forming in our body. Yeah, and when lactate forms, that debilitates our body to perform at the optimum performance. Yeah, lactate threshold, right? Yes, it's a particular line. You step over that. Now that's why we do things like threshold runs, which help to push our lactate threshold up, because the longer we can run at a particular speed without hitting that lactate, the better it is, and the longer we can keep going. And also our body gets trained in terms of flushing out that lactate in our body as we're running, and that's key for endurance running, absolutely key. And in terms of helping to process that. But if we go beyond, you know, way over the red line, then we're going to debilitate ourselves. So that's lactate threshold. If we can increase that, we can run faster for longer. Got that? The third one, running economy. So this is closely related to the VO2 Max. So the VO2 talks about how much oxygen our body can transport, but running economy is how efficient our body is at converting that oxygen into energy. And that comes with certain types of training. I'm not here to explain any of those three, how you can improve those and get better. That'll be for another video. Yeah? Got it? So I'll be a quiz later on this, right? Remember the three? VO2 Max, lactate threshold, running economy. So that's what we call the big three. But the number one big game changer that we can all do, whether we be beginners, novices, whatever, that really helps improving. Yeah, let's get on to that, because I know you want to hear that. I know you're all busted. What is that one big thing? Did you fast forward from the start to come to this point? What is that one big thing that we need to really look at to help improve both our running enjoyment and running performance? Well, it's our running form, the actual form. How do we run? And I'm not going to go into the ins and outs, because you can Google and search how to improve running form, but that, in my opinion, is the one thing that we can all do, whatever level we're at, in terms of trying to improve our running form. There's a lot of key items that I've looked at, and I've done videos of this years ago, where sometimes what do you need to do to actually, you can go to these stores or businesses that look at our running form, and you can pay coaches and they help us do that. But there's 2 or 3 key little things that we can do personally ourselves to help iron out what I call some of the fundamentals that may be going wrong. And you're probably wondering, well, what can I do? Yeah, what can you do? Well, the first thing is video yourself running. Yeah. Now, you might not have a tripod or ever get a camera, but get a friend of yours to film you whilst you're running. Maybe not on one of your training runs, but just get your kit on, get out, get one of your family members with a mobile phone, film it, and then look at it. Look at yourself running. And I can guarantee you, when you look at yourself running, and I know that my poem is that I'm the poet with pace, often seen running with a red face. So follow me now and I'll show you how to run with poise, panache, elegance and grace. The poise, panache, elegance and grace, I use that loosely because for me, my running form isn't perfect either. And for some people, myself included, we may have had injuries, or we might have certain physical ailments that don't enable us to run as beautiful and elegant and whatever. But if we're thinking that, then that's part of the solution, yeah, that I would say. So I tend to use visualization to help with my running form. So I picture myself running like Eliud Kipchoge. Now, I know I don't run anything like the GOAT, you know, the greatest of all time, in my opinion. He's an amazing runner. I know my running form is nowhere anything like his, but I think it is. So for me, I was ironing out a number of little things in terms of, you know, how my arms were swinging, holding my head, as you know, taking that video. You just need to picture yourself that there's like a string holding you up, yeah, going through your head, one straight line, and then there's just that gentle lean, and then you start. That is it. That's the start point. So it's being upright, proud, not head back like that. It's looking ahead, straight posture. You know, just now I've seen various people running by and the arms are swinging in front of the body, you know, it needs to be swinging to the side. These are the kind of things you'll see in your video that you'll know you can be able to iron out. In terms of how your foot places, again, I've done a whole video of foot placement, where it needs to be, and it doesn't matter whether you're a forefoot striker, a midfoot striker, or a heel striker. It does to a point, but what's really important is where your foot lands in relation to your hip. Now, a lot of people, and it's a common mistake, that in their mind to go faster is to stretch the legs right out and to lean as far forward as possible, and the foot is striking ahead of their body, which is probably one of the worst things we can do in terms of running. And the dynamics and everything, it causes all sorts of issues and will create injuries. But where the foot needs to strike, ideally we want to land midfoot, so the middle of our foot landing on the ground and in line with our hip. So as the hip going down straight line, it lands directly below. When you see people running, it looks like it's ahead, but actually when the foot, midfoot, absolutely strikes the ground, you'll see that it's perfectly on just below the hip, yeah, and that allows the foot to follow through and then kick behind. Watch videos. There are plenty of YouTube videos. I don't know if I'm allowed to edit in some of the Eliud Kipchoge running form videos, but have a look at them and visualize yourself running like him, or anyone else who you see as an idol of running. Picture yourself running like that and it will improve your running form. As I say, like with myself, I run nothing like Eliud Kipchoge, but I feel like I'm effortless and gliding, and if I'm feeling that way, then the body and my thoughts processes it, and believe you me, it does work. And there's times when I start feeling tired and fatigued, and when I'm feeling tired and fatigued, the body starts collapsing, whereas if I'm feeling mentally strong, that enables me to keep my body upright. When I saw the winner of Manchester Marathon arriving with the last kilometre, he was in epic form, totally straight, running to the finish line as if he'd just started, but inside you know he's hurting and he's in pain, but keeping that form and breathing. Yeah, hopefully that's helped. when we talk about breathing, I think I might touch on that on the next Friday fundamentals. What do you think, guys? Leave it in the comments below. So that's enough of me talking about running form. It is the #1 game changer in my opinion. You know, we can talk about VO2 Max, lactate threshold, running economy, and all that wonderful technical stuff, and I can sound super intelligent, but the basic, simple things, once you've done those first 3 of the Friday fundamentals, this 4th one, running form, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, if you've enjoyed this, please do share this video with all your friends and family, wherever they may be. And if you haven't done so, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because it really does help this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you all soon at the next, well, it'll be Saturday Smiles, won't it? That debilitates our body to perform at the optimum performance, yeah? Gosh, there's a lot of flies around here. I might have to move seats, but before I get eaten to pieces. Yeah, lactate threshold, focus, Donato, focus, yeah. Oh man, they're obviously like jumping on people who are talking here near to the floors. Lactate threshold.